Hello, 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 my lovelies. We are back with another reaction, and I should be able to be on cam this time, actually. I'm going to make myself a little smaller. I like having the full chapter up behind us. But crazily enough, yes, I can actually be on cam this week. What? That means I can also bring down the opacity on this reaction so you guys can see just a little bit more of the chapter. Not much more, but a little bit more of the chapter. I, of course, am joined, as always, with my brother, Kube of the Red Sea. Kube, how you doing today, bro?
Well, I'm doing good. You know, I'm happy that we're back just for 1 week, but I'm happy that we're back.
Always happy to be back, man. I love One Piece. Listen, I was really... a couple of my reactors that I watched for the anime just now got to the Kuma flashback and stuff like that, so I was watching all their reactions to it. Audio's a bit crunchy. Okay, give me a second, Dill. Thank you. Let me know if it persists. Been having a lot of audio issues lately.
I've been the same thing. For me, they're getting into the Impel Down section of the story, which is funny. There's like 3 reactors who are around the same place.
Is that a little better, Dill? Hello. Oh, I hear it now a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of static. I don't know what's going on with it, man. So bear with me, guys, for stream. I know audio is going to be... it's not bad enough that it's terrible, but there's a little bit of crunch there. So I apologize. Yeah. It's not getting better.
For me, it's been like this for a while with you, but I know it's just me hearing it. Is it bad for them? Because
Yeah,
you'll be reading the
through,
chapter.
It's coming through OBS now as well. It's not bad, but it's like... Hold on 1 second. There's just like a little bit of static.
Yeah, no, it's
like
I
you
hear that constantly
fine,
recently, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
can
I
hear
know
you.
what the issue is. I need to reconfigure some stuff, but it's not something I can do on stream. So guys, bear with me today if you could, please, as I read through this chapter with a lot of static in my voice. I need to go back through other streams because I've heard that this was a problem on some of my other streams as well here recently. I need to fix this. It's becoming a issue for sure.
We'll keep it like regular, like you're reading it. But if people are saying that it's really bad with the sound, I will just be reading out loud. I'll be the one reading. Well, I'll just switch to me. Yeah.
Yeah. If it gets too bad, we will switch to just Cube reading. So I do apologize. Yeah. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, man. Maybe it's Emu.
It is Emu. Emu's trying to silence me. That's what it is. That is what it is. I need to fix this because I have another stream tonight too. Jeez. Why am I still alive? If I go out of this form, it's gonna be bad news. Hey, old man guy. Damn it. You got my arm. Sorry, it's only because you were defending me. Don't be stupid. I've lost my hope in you. I was fighting for Elbaf's sake. I guess we can't let things end this way, eh? Old man guy, who is he? Who he is not something anyone ought to know. If I had to call him anything, it'd be God. What the fuck?
So there are 2 things I want to say. First of all, I'm finally happy that Oda is having Luffy acknowledge that other side of him. You know, and like acknowledge that there's something different in that form, Gear 5.
Yeah.
Second of all, I'm loving that Scopper, even though we know he's been waiting for him, that he isn't 100% like, yes, Luffy, I'll follow you, blah, 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 just glazing him. I like that fake,
Yeah.
Like, everyone has told him, like, Scopper Caucus, but still he needs to see what he's expecting from Joy Boy. So I like that from Scopper.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
But yeah, and also, yeah, God.
He's not sugarcoating it for Luffy.
Yeah.
But he does at the same time, he knows that Luffy is the man that he's waiting for because of what he said to Emu.
Yeah.
Luffy didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was just him and Emu.
Yeah, true.
Point, you know what I mean? Like,
It's true.
True. But he's not letting Luffy know that in a way. Like, I think he absolutely still has faith in Luffy, but he's like, nah, fuck, dude. Like, I've lost my hope in you. Prove the king of pirates. I failed to foresee what would become of those mere children.
Look at the damage, dude. You can say what you want, but dude, he made Emu bleed more than Luffy and Loki put together. Like, this old generation through Scopper, he's living up to the old generation Scopper, just like Whitebeard. Definitely living up to the hype because that's crazy. Wounded and old, while losing an arm, still able to damage him this much. Dude, that's impressive. He's got my respect for sure, even more.
I agree. Yeah, because we discussed that a little bit on stream last time too, like just like how well the old generation's been doing.
Yeah.
I should have eliminated all of it, along with Rux, on that day 10 years ago. Maybe we're gonna see more of some stuff, like you said in that new God Valley movie. Owl Library, Sun World, rear entrance tunnel. Pause. Oh, I'm so glad. All the books are fine then. Yes, Biblo saved them. So here's the thing, Chopper. I was hoping you could talk to Biblo for us. Seems like he's trying to tell us something. Can't tell what it is. Really? I just assumed Biblo was a silent owl. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Ooh, ah, hoo, ah, hoo, hoo, hoo. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Huh? That was, of course, Biblo.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
What, my who's?
Yeah.
Thank you. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Conqueror's hockey popping off. Oh, look, Emu has shifted forms. I thought his face looked different on that close-up shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's something that's interesting in that form, if you want to look to it before we read too much into it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the arm. And it looks just like a mixture of Whitebeard and Moria's flag.
Yeah, I've been looking at his tattoo for a long minute.
Yeah.
With Whitebeard, though, we do have to remember that was not his original flag.
Yeah, I know, but it does feel like you have the Whitebeard style smile, but then the top obviously is very Moria-like, which is,
Yeah.
Obviously we know how Srila Bark is important to the lore, so.
An impressive feat. To escape Hanami's wrath at the cost of only one arm. Hey, you're stepping on my line. I couldn't just let you get off free after an attack like that. I'd give you a round of applause, but Skabon, I've done that twice now. Scoppers has just been fucking feeding him line after line, and I'm eating it up, man. Like, it's so good. There will be nothing left of thee after the next. Is that him? But he looks different. Take your people and get off Elbaf. Get off Elbaf now, Straw Hat. You know I can't do that. You're a dead man walking here. You're useless. So are you. You can't fight like that. Onibami. Onibami? Onibami? Man, I really need to get my Japanese syllables down. You can't do it. Run. Old man guy. Gungnir. Hashruden. Oof. You'll never get me with that one again. Mr. Yeah, how can this be? He took off your arm. Thanks for the help, Haijuru. He's immortal. There's no way to win. Help Straw Hat Luffy escape. Straw Hat. Hey, stay out of this. I'm not running away. Listen to me, boy. What can you do with those injuries? I'm healing up my wounds right now. What nonsense are you talking? I made sure to fight on a full stomach. Don't worry. I can do this. That's not real logic. You can't keep fighting. It's clear. Oh, bombs. Ooh, Hajruden's taking the bombs. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, no, it's W's for Hajruden. Obviously,
yeah, dude,
he's scaling up.
My goat, dude. I love Hajruden. He was one of my favorite characters to come out of Dressrosa. I've loved every bit of him this arc. Here he comes. Pull back so we can come up with a plan, Hajruden. Emu stares menacingly. Parker, you shut that little bird ass up. Remember, Mr. Ya, Elbaf will never give in. That bird, dude. Our warriors are always prepared to die in glorious battle. Don't be stupid. You will die. But if I die, there's still Loki. That's right, brother. Square up. And look, I'm all better too. What's wrong with these guys? Gum, triple general, Goku sovereignty. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, it's
shit.
the three-way. The three-way attack,
Yeah. That's so fucking crazy, dude.
Yep. So can we talk about one thing? Loki's massive character development in this chapter.
What's that? The way he talks to Hydruden?
Remember, he never recognized Hydruden as his brother.
Yeah.
He called him brother. First time he acknowledges him, he accepts him as he acknowledges him that he's his brother.
Listen, think about what this parallels within the story that we've already seen, my brother. Look at Nami and Nojiko in Kakuyoshi. You know what I mean? Like,
but I've been saying this is where it's gonna go. The story, Hydruden, the red ogre, Loki, the blue ogre, the new ones. They'll be the first one to break this cycle of we are rivals, we fight against each other. We are rivals, we work together, a team up. Both of them to lead Elbaf to a better time. I'm telling you, this is where they're going with Loki and Hydruden working hands to hands, side by side.
Exactly. Well, think about it too, brother. With Nojiko and Nami, right?
Yeah.
Nojiko thought that Nami betrayed them. It was only the village that knew Nami's truth, and they kept it from Nojiko as well. Remember?
Remember, Nojiko was the one. Remember, Nami only told Nojiko, and Nojiko didn't tell Nami, but she told the village.
Oh, that's what
after some point.
After some point.
It was the other way around. That Nami fought the village and no, but they knew.
Remember how much Nojiko hated Nami during that time, and think about how much
for sure.
Hydruden probably hated Loki, and Loki probably had to sell that while at the same time still loving his brother dearly, or having recognized his brother at some point. In my opinion,
It's for me, it's the same parallel with with Frankie and Iceberg, with the Secret of Tom. Like a lot of people who knew both of them thought that Kuti Flam just turned his back. What's her name? The mermaid woman. I forgot. Chimney's grandmother. Grandma Kukuo. Remember?
Granny Coco.
Or whatever her name is. Yeah, Granny Coco.
Yeah, Granny Coco.
Like, remember, she did not know about the. So for me, it's very similar to Frankie Iceberg, but I see what you mean. I see exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's another trope between siblings, blood siblings at least. Oh no, I wouldn't know because Nojiko and Nami aren't blood siblings, but it's a trope between siblings nonetheless in the story.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
Well, one will hate the other because of information not shared. You know what I mean? Do you think Luffy's getting some new scars from the wounds that Emu put on him? And the fact that he healed is
could be.
insane.
For me, it doesn't shock me because I've said this and I've always given Baby Five's Devil Fruit as the example of it's really magic, those powers, because of the amount of stuff that she could create with her weapons, and she was able to have any type of ammunition that comes with it. Like, we've never talked about how some fruits just, if you look into it, is like, what is the limit? It's almost like magic, some powers. So I'm liking that we're going more to the more, magical aspect of Devil Fruits. Because, I mean, dude, if Whitebeard, you know what I mean? If Luffy, look at how Luffy does Gear Second. Because I've seen a lot of people getting upset about this. I said, like, look at how Luffy is using Gear Second.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's madness, So I'm liking that he's going more the more wonky aspect of Devil Fruits and not just the logical aspect.
Well, he kind of teased this, and now it's making me wonder a little bit more about Brook's Devil Fruit as well. Because if you remember, Luffy and Brook healed their missing teeth at the end of Whole Cake with milk. And Brook's cracked skull with milk. Calcium grows strong bones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I believe with you. We're going to that part. Or I always bring another example. Chopper having a broken leg. Goes after Kyryuk, turns into his four-leg form, and then when he goes back to his heavy point to fight with Dalton, his at least his bones are healed. He still has the superficial wounds and the bandages, but the dude was walking with a crutch, and then suddenly he doesn't need a crutch anymore. We've seen that with Devil Fruits, especially Zoans.
zones heal faster than other devil fruits.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
That's part of the
Yeah.
classification. So it could be with Luffy that his zone fruit is doing it. But what about Brook? Why is he able to heal teeth and like stuff like that off that same key? Was it because Luffy was next to him when it happened? Did Luffy's power affect
No, it could
him?
be, but it could be a thing because I've talked about this. It's similar to how the jacket fruit works, right? Jacket fruit, you get all the skills of the user, right? But another thing that we found out later on, remember during the fight, he even makes a comment. You think you're beating up to one person, beating up two people.
Yeah.
It could be this thing we see with Delph food users. They eat twice more as much as any person else. Delph food users for some reason, or people with strong wills, right?
Yes.
It could be that if they have powers from another source, the Delph fruits, right? It could also be that they have this crazy amount of stamina, and like it's almost like a new like hockey pool, not hockey pool, but like stamina pool in a video game. Like you have two pools of stamina. So when one stamina is drained, the other one comes in. Because I've said, like, if you look at devil fruits, it's weird. Sometimes they, not even just like, look at the flamingo. After healing his heart,
yeah, he stitched
severing the
himself
stuff,
back
he was
together.
he was back at
Organs.
her.
He
Yeah, he
stitched
was.
his
Yeah,
organs back together. Like Jesus.
yeah, I know, but even his energy afterwards, it's
Yeah.
almost like he's back at it. So that's why I think there's nothing with devil fruits is that we talk about the physical aspect, the abilities, but we don't talk about the vitality aspect of devil fruit users. Whitebeard in Marineford could also explain how he survived that many injuries before succumbing, like the zombies in Thriller Bark, that they almost like couldn't feel pain anymore. So I'm wondering if having a devil fruit, it's much more than just having abilities.
Yeah. I'm wondering about the god aspect with devil fruits. Like, hear me out on this, and this is gonna sound crazy. In Japanese tradition, a lot of their yokai and myths come from just everyday objects becoming these powerful beings, right? So what if it's similar aspect with the devil fruits, that like every one of these is a god in some form, because it's something someone believed in so hard that it manifested itself into reality. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, could be possible.
It could come back to kind of what Vex had been saying for years now, is that it's all limited to the user's imagination fully. You know what I mean? Whatever the devil fruit user can think of, that's what they can do with their devil fruit. Because Luffy and Brook believed that milk would regrow their bones and heal their teeth, it did.
It's manifestation. It's something Vex and I agreed. It's something more. Yeah, and that's the part where I think we worked on it as well. I don't know if it was part of his main theory, but when we theory craft, we did talk about that as the placebo effect, right? Which was a big thing on, right?
Yeah.
About devil fruits.
Yeah.
And I said, if you think about it, the placebo effect, it could be. Remember what Spadum said? What that legend says: when people eat devil fruits, they hear like a voice that gives them the basic knowledge of their fruit, right?
Yes.
When Sabo ate the fruit, he first thought he was burning, and then he reminded himself, "Oh yes, it's true. I'm not made of fire." What if like how people get their abilities is that whatever that spirit is, it doesn't need to like completely subdue you, take over you completely. It's almost like a placebo effect. It's saying in your mind, "You are fire. You are fire. You are fire." It would also explain why Mr. One was crash out on Zoro, and even Zoro said, "What are you talking about?" And he kept screaming to himself, I'm not a swordsman. I'm not a swordsman." It's like it could be how Delphood works. Same thing as what if also that spirit is the thing that can't swim? So it says to the body, "You are not a swimmer. You can't swim. You can't swim. You can't move." So we were talking about it could have this impact, like this influence from the fruits. If it could possibly influence you, Delph fruits, it could also negatively influence you equally. So it could be that there's an aspect of placebo effect maybe on fruit users. And the way Emu is using his powers, he's also doing the same thing. He's channeling from something.
So,
it's not his powers.
Let me ask you a question here. With the placebo effect aspect, do we think that the placebo effect is taking hold in some forms as well because of the things that they know about devil fruits in general? So like because they believe that this is the blah 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 fruit, the string fruit, this is the only thing it can do.
It could be. It could limit it, because if Luffy thinks it's just
awakening happens is because they realize the true potential of that devil fruit. Like think of
they start to knowing their bodies the best. They
that's so interesting, man. I think that the whole
I have another example.
Yes,
that would
yes,
help
please.
you with what you're saying right now. An example of what you're saying right now. Saturn tells Bonnie that your fruit gets weaker when you realize you cannot become those things. It's irreality. What did
Yes.
she do? She, even though she was given, that's the whole concept of faith and belief, is believing is trusting something that you have no proof on, just you really think it will happen.
Yes.
Bonnie, even after she told her like by Saturn, obviously it was a lie, but he was very convincing, and she did limit herself afterwards. When she was aloof and she saw Gear 5, and he just said how I become Gear 5, and she believes she can do it, and she becomes it. That's an example of it. Saturn
Yeah.
tried to dissuade her, and she giving her a proof that it will not work, and she never was able to do it, but she still managed to do it because she
Yeah.
believed she could do it. Yeah, Bonnie. Bonnie's the
Yeah,
example of what
Bonnie,
we are
yeah.
talking right now.
Which I was just talking to you before. Like I just revisited like the Kuma stuff, at least with like a couple of the reactors and stuff that I've been watching. Yeah, Bonnie is a very, very prime example of it. Especially after she saw what Nika actually looked like, what she saw Luffy did. Like, you know what I mean? She completely transformed into Nika. Like, the devil fruit is only bound by what the user thinks of the fruit. That's never clearer to me than right now. Yeah, this is insane, man. That is such. That's just one pan. Look at that. He's just like, I ate on a full stomach. Don't count me out yet. Boom. Luffy's insane. Like, look at the way that Gabon like reacts, not only to him but Loki as well.
Yeah, dude, I just realized something. If what we're saying about the placebo effect, like there's an influence, like they don't become those devil fruits abilities. They think they're connected to it, right? That could explain how hockey users can touch people like Logias if they can disrupt that connection. Like it's almost like basically it's like I don't know. It's like think of Majin Buu in the Buu saga. That what you disconnect that person that he absorbed, he turns back into what he was before. Originally, what he started from. So that could be it. How Logia users they can touch Logia users.
Yeah,
It's not them like physically like it's literally just disconnecting that connection. Same thing with Law defeating Big Mom, disconnecting her voice from the homies, and then she was able to do nothing. He maybe also disconnected the voice inside her fruit because he made everything silent. Maybe she couldn't even hear that voice that enables her to use that devil fruit. It's very biblical when you think about it.
yeah. This is.
But
So we haven't
it's
even
a good
talked
chapter.
about Inu's new form yet, really.
Yeah.
And
So there's some interesting stuff. Did you see his chest?
yeah, the skulls.
Yeah, that's very remnants of the Blackbeard pirate flag.
Which I think is
He
telling of what Blackbeard's true goal is. He's gonna sit on top of the world throne. That's his goal.
Oh yeah. But the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that some of those symbols he has on him is that whatever he's channeling, it's like it's more culturally. You know what I mean? It's like whatever that thing was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it come from originally. Best example is S Hawk doesn't look that way because Vegapunk chose to be like that. It comes from the original body, Mihawk. Same thing as S Snake. Like whatever the forms, some of the symbols that Imu has, I don't think Imu. Oh, I want to brand this on this because it's so cool that with the Zeus skin I have. It's something that must be part of it. Whatever he's channeling it from. Like the top is really similar to Moria's the Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
I see why people say that it does look like also you kind of if you remove the top horizontal line, it does look similar to the smile of the Whitebeard pirate flag.
It's a straw hat with horns, brother. Look.
It's true as well.
Look, the crossbones.
I see it.
Yeah, make this, and then here's the band. Because you can see my mouse, right? I don't know stream cam.
Yeah, I can see it.
There's
we
band,
can.
And then boom, and then the fucking hat brim, and then there's the horns. Joy Boy, who's part of Joy Boy's crew? 100%.
I mean, that some people have also made the claim because of the top part. It says it can it almost, someone said it. What if it's an illustration or imagery of the original devil fruit? Because it's true, like at the end looks a weird stem like comes from a fruit.
Yeah.
So people have made that
I was
that
thinking
parallel as well.
first, and then I looked at it. Has anyone noticed that straw hat thing?
I didn't hear anyone say the straw. After you said it, I started to see what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. The moment you said it, that's when I started looking at like a straw hat.
It does look like a straw hat, doesn't it? Oh my fucking god, man! That's crazy. That is nuts. It looks like a straw
Also,
hat.
another thing I want to call upon, and I just saw it because you zoomed in, is you look around his belt. Those weird circles, symbols he has. Many characters in the story have had it, similar to Django's chakra blades, similar to Nami's original outfit, where she had those symbols all over her outfit as well. This is something Oda has used many times. I know there are other characters who ran. Big News Morgan also has those symbols on his outfit, which I think it's a symbol that means something. I've always said like it's way too many people who have just those random circles in the same way. It's always like a couple of them that's all around them, and it looks just Django's chakra blade. And you know how I believe that Django's story about the hypnosis is very important in the overall plot. It's gonna come back. It's a parallel to something.
That is crazy to me. Like,
yeah.
I agree with the hypnosis as well. Like, it's definitely gonna come back. It's gonna come back into play. My bird is going crazy right now. I don't know what's going on with him. Actually, I do, because my children walked away and he loves them very much. He's freaking out because they're not around. He's like, "Where are my friends?" It's okay, man. Just chill. Chill. Parker, chill. Chill, bruh.
I like to go back to what Scopper was saying when he said God.
Yes, of course. I wanna go over that as well. I just wanted to touch on Emu's form. I can't believe that fucking.
Oh yeah, go ahead if you have some other stuff up on your.
No,
you
I
were
just
done.
wonder if he's switching between races because this is like a Lunarians build. Like the last one was like a Lunarians build, and this is like more Buccaneer. Look how heavy it is. You know what I mean?
No, it did make me think of that. But also, what I found interesting is how he transformed. He didn't just transform; it almost like he called upon the power.
Yeah.
So like he's channeling from something.
Yeah, 100%. Or even the Oni. Look at it's kind of like Loki's build too. I don't know. Very interesting. Same with the conversation with, just to touch on it real quick. The conversation with Biblo and Chopper is definitely going to be very pivotal. I feel like.
Yeah, dude, I've been saying this. I've been talking. I've
about
been
this,
saying, yeah, we need Chopper to speak to him because there's a reason why he's here.
100% there's a reason why.
You do not introduce an arc with a tree that's based off the Idris and having a bird left behind with knowledge, just like the original story of the Idris tree. Like there's something. Biblo knows something.
Yeah. Who he is not something that anyone ought to know. If I had to call him anything, it'd be God.
That's interesting, you know?
And think of God's humanity or whatever the fuck it was. Oda's original manga. What was it about?
Yeah. God's gift for the future. But like I said, it's very similar to. I think that's why Emu is forced to destroy. It's a god who has a book, who controls people's life. Basically, like people's fate in the sense that how they will live, how they will die, right?
Yes.
And there's one guy who's just a troublemaker, a prankster, and he just annoys God. So God decides to get rid of him. So he says that basically he wants to kill Branch, but he will kill Branch by having a meteorite drop on him. Yeah. The problem is that he badly written Branch's name, and so Branch and God come together. Branch goes to the place. Instead of killing Branch, he was killing a location instead because it was written the wrong way the name of the location. He
Yeah.
saves everyone. During all the mishaps, he was able to take God's book, and because God had revealed to him that he doesn't have the pens of the erasure of fate to erase stuff, so he only has the pens of fate. So he can only like create and destroy. He can't like modify. And so he used that advantage to write in the book. I'm just going very fast in the whole story.
Of course.
At the end, he's able to because he also remembered that God said that even if he dies in his next life, he'll still be followed by me, like he'll be marked. But he's able to get away with all of it because before he leaves, he writes in the book that God will never ever again target Branch the right way. So he's immune of God's impact on him. So that's basically the idea of the thing.
Yeah.
There's maybe some stuff that are a bit differently because it's true. I haven't read it in like 3 years.
Yeah, I haven't read it
that's
in
the
a
gist
long
of it.
time either. Not since I bought the like Wanted volume that came out a couple years ago. Like,
and I find it very interesting because how when Emu crossed out the Lucia, when Emu destroyed the Lucia, he crossed it out, and that's what God had to do.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't erase anymore. So I've always wondered. And the fact that Oda keeps playing with the pawn of Luffy's rubber. And rubber is another way of saying erasure.
Oh, man. So this is about the pin and the eraser, really?
Yeah, if you think about it, like... So I've always said, like, what if the Nika fruit is the power you need to do some of the changes that Emu's missing? His one piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, but anyways, that's the gist of it. But yeah, it's like...
REU's a lot of the time.
The thing that's interesting, which is better because the unofficials didn't have that. In the Viz, it was more clear. Who he is not anyone ought to know. If I had to call him anything, it'd be God.
Yeah.
It's that part. Who he is not something that anyone ought to know. Yeah. That doesn't talk like someone who doesn't know stuff about Emu. I'm now really wondering in Laugh Tale, what does they say about Emu? Because it's not everything, but it does feel like Scopper knows something.
Yeah. Man, I think so as well, because like I think he knows exactly who Emu is.
Yeah, because that's a weird way to phrase it. It's again that same thing I told you during the flashback when he came to Emu and Shanks was about to talk. And think about it, they were in private quarters.
Yeah.
Scopper was still saying, Shanks, to be careful what you're saying. And it reminds me of with NL, where NL could hear certain things that were negative towards him. So people who had to remember the Shandorians knew about that. So they were smart on how they talked to one another.
How they talked about each other about it, yeah.
About how they would plan to get back at NL every time. And that's why NL couldn't like strike all the time. And it was only like the idiot people who would just got frustrated. Remember that one guy who got hit in Skypea because he didn't think on how to say it. And he got struck down. Like Emu could actually hear certain things. And I'm wondering if anything that comes to Emu could sense it, It's almost like, the not the cliche, but we see it in every media, and even people say that, like when I sneeze and then Lucas says, oh, Cube, someone must be talking about you.
Yeah.
It makes you almost think of that, like Emu can actually know when it refers to him. He really controls his identity at that level.
That's insane.
And because it's weird. It's like it's the second time when it comes to Emu's identity, the way Scopper talks is very safe. For someone who doesn't care about consequences, a former Roger pirate, he's being very safe in his words.
I'm also thinking about the terminology of calling Emu the world right now with all of this.
Yeah.
And Luffy continuously saying he's going to turn the world upside down. I think he's like literally going to turn the world upside down. He's going to give Emu the ones, you know what I mean?
It could also be that the more when you said that in that way, that it's about Emu turning the world upside down. Think about it. Turning the world upside down is flipping thing over, right? So or reversing thing backward. Like flipping the table, right? What if it's also about reverting back Emu to whatever he was before?
Yeah, could be. He's literally
reversing
turning the world upside down. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's reversing it.
Dude,
I think you could be right.
no, dude, I have something crazy, and that this is some cooking session. So if it's like Emu truly could revert, whatever with Emu, right? Think
Yeah.
about it, right? Everything about Emu, and it makes me think of Moria's last move when against Luffy, right? Emu is all about channeling, right? So stalking, sealing into him, right? Things. What is the title of Luffy's fruit? Sun God Nika, the warrior of liberation. He's the ultimate of freedom. Think about it. Like, Luffy could literally release everything Emu did. If everything about Emu is sealing away, the ultimate, kryptonite would be Luffy in his concept. He's the embodiment of freedom. That could be interesting. Like, this could be, what is to turn the world upside down. To literally release everything.
It's
But yeah,
interesting.
like I said,
Chat, what do we think?
It is.
Do we think Emu's actually your god, or do we think it's a man turned god?
Bro, dude, I don't know. I don't know if he's a man or he's a god, but after this new form, Emu had to have a new title, Saint Lucifer. Because if that's not the most Lucifer face I've ever seen, I don't know what is.
His horns changing position just is so grotesque to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, there is also some, but there is something I'm gonna say that might sounds crazy. Also, I don't know if you know that, but it's a break next week.
Yes, I do know. Sadly, I do know.
Yeah. Listen, I hope Oda's doing well because it's a lot of breaks. I do hope it's not something more because it's a lot of breaks.
He took a break, and then the magazine took a break, and then he took another break. So realistically, what would have happened is he would have taken a break. We would have got 2 chapters, and then we would have taken another break, which is normal Oda schedule. It just feels longer because of the way it's stretched out right now.
It's stretched out, yeah.
I guarantee we're getting 3 chapters back after this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he does it. Like, he's been player in his life. There was a time, didn't we get 5 chapters back to back earlier this year? Or was that like towards? There was either a 4 chapter back to back release, or it was 5. I can't.
We haven't had it. We haven't had it since this year. We haven't had it.
No.
No. Maybe it was end of 2025, but not this year.
I could have sworn we got a 4 stack at some point.
I do remember, but it was like almost. It was less than a year ago, but it was like it must have been like during winter, from what I remember. I don't remember recently. In the last 4 months.
I could have sworn it was in February or something like that. Either way, I'm just.
I was gonna say
what we're getting is so good that like it's making like I was getting a little frustrated with the breaks, but then I remembered like Oda's doing this for us. I need to like take a step back and remember like I wasn't getting anywhere near some of the people on like TikTok and shit like that are freaking out about him taking breaks or the magazine going on break or whatever. But like I definitely needed to take a step back and be like, remember that like, hey, he's writing a story for us. Let him cook. Like it's delivery, man. The image of Gabon fucking tying a tourniquet around his arm is something that is going to be burned into my eyes until I die. On my deathbed, I'll be holding my son's hand, look him in the eyes, and be like, Gabon was who?
So there's one thing I'm gonna say that I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but it's spicy, and I'm loving the emu stuff, right, with the small lore dump stuff like that, right? But we know that it's not going to be the final confrontation, so something's going to happen to conclude this fight, right? To not conclude this fight, like a way that emu still gets seen as the one of the top of the verse. And also that, the guys, Luffy and Loki and Hajuden cannot lose, right? I'm loving this, and we know we're going to that direction. But I would rather we get more into Zoro and Sanji's fight, because that definitely needs some time as well, especially for Sanji.
We'll get the payoff whatever this attack does to Emu, and then it'll cut back to Zoro and Sanji. Because
I'm loving the Emu stuff, but I think it's time to transition to Sanji and Zoro.
Yeah. Because I need to see how he's doing with killing him. Because killing him is a fucking force, man. He is so powerful. The anime really clarified just how strong killing him is. Like, we already had a pretty good showing from him before Emu did his jutsu and made him more powerful. But, like, Yeah, it's. Ooh.
I mean, I've already called
Oda's
this. So
doing
I'll
cosmetics
keep
in
repeating that.
Africa.
If
Listen, I
if
forgot that
Cunningham
live action
creates an
season 3 was still going on, like the production or whatever. I know they stopped filming, but sorry, I was talking to chat. What was that, Cube?
I said, listen, I keep harping on this, but I've said this. I really hope that the way that Sanji will get his conqueror's hockey is because Cunningham will summon the biggest nightmare that Sanji will have, and it's himself, and it's him conquering himself. I want to see that because I've said this, Sanji's conqueror's hockey thing has to be built up more than Zoro's. Zoro makes sense how it just stuff like that, but Sanji, you know what I mean? Like I would like at least a full arc that leads to a full chapter that feels not an arc, full chapter that leads to that.
Or a chapter and a half.
Just him, you know,
of him just building up his conqueror's hockey. Maybe Judge come out. You know what I mean? Like, because
and I want this way
to him is what his father does. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. And also, I wanted this way because people have been saying that if Cunningham creates a nightmare version for Sanji, it would be a woman. People, that would be a gift for Sanji. It would not be a nightmare.
Yeah,
it would be paradise.
We know what he would do to himself if himself was a woman. Like
because people have been saying, but what if it's a woman and Sanji can't fight? Like, dude, it's a nightmare. Sanji will never.
Like,
yeah. No, you know what the funniest I've seen? The funniest I've seen is imagine Cunningham does summon a version of Sanji, but Okama Sanji.
Oh, Oda would.
That had me dead.
So many people would be so bad. But no, I think that if he did summon a version, it would be the bad timeline Sanji we see, where he looks like a judge at the end. You know what I mean? Like,
ooh, yeah.
That just makes the most sense. But I don't know. I feel like it's gonna happen here in this fight with Killingham, 100%. Oda's definitely cooked with Elbath. Hell memories too. All right though, Cube. Tell me, where are you ranking this chapter, brother? We cooked pretty hard today, actually. Again,
so for me, it's an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Nice.
A lot of action, but it was very low on the lore dump. It was more hype and action. So I'll at least give it 8 out of 10, especially because I've told you before this arc, other than a select few giants who've had a okay showing, the average giant did not have, because remember, Hajuten and Dressrosa was cool moments, but it's not the hype of this elite race of warriors that people fear. And this chapter really lived up with Hajuten.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. I feel like Hajuten, like I said, I have really enjoyed Hajuten's character arc since coming to Elbath. I think that this was just another check mark for that, like just how much I enjoy him. And like I said, I really fell in love with him during Dressrosa. Him holding up God Usopp was like one of the greatest moments of that arc for me. But yeah, I think overall chapter wise, I'm gonna give this a solid like 7.98. You know what I mean? Like it's right there. We got a lot of good lore. The transformation with Emu, I'm still on the fence about like look wise because he does look a little donkey. Like but I'm sure it'll look better over time as I get used to it. You know what I mean?
No, I like it. Same thing as why I like Loki's dragon form.
Frieza.
Yeah. No, I said I like it because it's something that Oda has always done, and I think he kind of lost it post time skip. You get that with Moria. You get that with Crocodile. With Arlong. It's a very Disney-esque villain look.
Yeah.
The cartoony aspect of it, fairy tale aspect of it. And that's why, like, same way as like people first saw Loki as like, dude, it's like it's Maleficent as a dragon almost. I like that side because that's the origin of One Piece,
Yeah.
Very that fairy tale style of it.
Yeah,
so that's why I like it. I like it that it's yeah.
I like the eyes coming around down him still. That's still such a cool like visual.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we are going to be ending the stream here though, guys. We'll be back in 2 weeks, as always. More video, one more chapter. I'll have my audio fixed by then. I plan on going for the full hour, maybe hour 15 minutes today, but the audio is really crunchy.
No worries. We can roll.
It's hilarious.
We could roll if you want.
No, it's okay.
You get the pun. You get the pun.
Yeah, I get the pun. Alrighty, party people. We will see you again, like I said, in 2 weeks. Make sure you catch me and Cube over on the Lucas Loves Lore Twitch channel. We've been watching Smallville. Just hit the season finale. We're going to be adding a second day in the week to watch because it's just getting so fucking good. So good. So good.
Yep. Yeah, join those guys.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Will's there a lot of the time, but it's been a good time. But yeah, everyone have a good night, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.